miracle, it will disappear.
That's the virus. The virus is still here, where the numbers are still going up somehow, worse than it was in March and April. It's almost like March and April was actually a vacation compared to what's happening now. At least we had like people dealing with the shock of it initially and like trying to listen. Now it's like people just don't give a fuck and realize it. It's kind of weird. So, but we're gonna celebrate the horrible, terrible thing that's going on here because apparently, I guess recently, we're getting pretty close to who patient zero was. The first person who had whoever they did, maybe they had sex with a bat, or they ate a bat, they kissed a bat, they pooped with a bat, whatever they did with a bat, whatever happened.
They drank bat poop tea.
The bat flew in his mouth. Maybe he didn't want the bat. The bat flew in his mouth by accident. Who knows what happened? But he got COVID-19. And then that led to
flew in his mouth.
He became patient zero, and then in November 17th,
there's gonna be a movie about him one day.
Yeah, definitely gonna be a movie. It's gonna be a whole TV channel about him. I mean, like, so November 17th.
Bruce Wayne was like,
the
first was patient zero.
Yeah, it's gonna be like
he
different.
Was getting rid of his fear of bats.
It's gonna be like the dark version. It's gonna be like a fucking Tim Burton version.
Osborn, biting the head off.
It's gonna be. So that was November 17th, 2019. Allegedly, the first patient was this mysterious virus. At first, you know what it was, but the Newsweek has a good article that came out today. Pretty much, it's been exactly 1 year since the first case of COVID was found in China. So in March, the South China Morning Post published an article based on Chinese government data that showed the first known case of COVID-19 can be traced back to November 17th, 2019, possibly a 55-year-old individual from Hubei province, although patient zero has yet to be confirmed. Chinese authorities did not officially identify the first case of new disease until December 8th, 2019. If that doesn't disconcert you, the amount of time between this, then I don't know what does, but they
didn't really know what they were dealing with until they saw that. Yeah, it looks like flu-like stuff, but again, that's like a 3-week period, so they didn't get the chance to see the entire gestational period.
No, I mean, they didn't see it at the time. I mean, the doctor who saw it, they're trying to lock him up. That's what was happening too.
So. Yeah, and then like that doctor ended up dying. So R.I.P. to that doctor who. Really fought to get the information out to the world.
So
that was coming.
So this article is really great. It's kind of like the chronological order of like what happened from the December 27th. New disease emerges. This is when it really starts hitting the fan over there. It prompts the CDC on their side, and then finally, I think it became official outbreak. A global situation that was
in February, right?
Look at these great numbers here. China's not even on the map, and they have like 1 billion people. So this is
a lot of people don't think that they're giving us real numbers to begin with. So
that's another question too. Yeah, but we're gonna talk about the early days of China and think about that. So by January 20th, the virus has spread all around China to a handful of other countries, including Japan, Thailand, South Korea, and the United States, as governments scrambled to respond to the outbreak. You see these countries who all got it early and who dealt with it. I'm not highlighting the United States. So the world watched on as China began building an emergency hospital. If you saw that and like you still right now, I don't want to wear no mask. I don't know, man.
Like, hospitals in 6 days.
yo, I can't build a hospital. I'm gonna wear a mask, I guess,
Oh, this is a conspiracy by the Democrats. China's building hospitals. Like this. Quick, fast, in a hurry. This shit is real.
When I saw that, I was like, okay, that's something serious. So then
when I saw that, I was just like, yeah, I'm going to follow this. I started following that shit every day.
Yeah, but for real. So for a lot of people, it was in that same like, okay, you building 25,000 square meter emergency specialty field hospitals. Okay. So that's when by January 28th, a delegation from the World Health Association went down there and checked it out. Okay, I guess we can check out what's happening here. And then that's when it got declared a public health emergency of international concern. Then the U.S. government warned Americans not to travel to China. But if we scroll all the way up,
but if it wasn't
already
a big deal,
out. It was already out already. But,
why tell us not to travel there if it wasn't a big deal?
But the thing is, there was already So by January 12th, Thailand confirmed the case of COVID, the first outside of China itself. This is a really great article. I like it. It breaks down and it kind of ends right when like where we are now. This when it comes to so this is a great article. People can watch this as a news week because it just kind of breaks down a year since the patient zero was found. Up to the point where now we're in this mess right now when it comes to like early January and February. And if you were president and you saw this happening, anyone in any kind of power seeing this happen since November, December, January, you cared about human beings, you would have done something. So it just shows you the president doesn't care about human life at all. So he's a narcissistic sociopath. I'm not exaggerating. I don't feel like I'm exaggerating saying that about this president. I read this article as a normal person. I'm like, if I knew this, I'd be running out there, putting masks in a duffel bag for people. I don't know what I'd be doing. So
can you imagine if Donald Trump was the one? I keep forgetting the name of that historical figure that let people know that the British were coming.
Paul Revere?
Yeah, Paul Revere. Imagine instead of Paul Revere, it was Donald Trump.
Yeah. That's how much he cares about himself.
He would have walked back and be like, nah, it's all right. It ain't a big deal. And then everybody gets slaughtered.
Yeah. He would. Yeah, like, it's all right. Everyone go inside. The British are not coming. In fact, they're going back to Britain. Don't worry about them. You'll be like,
yeah. I mean, can you imagine?
No matter of fact, throw your guns in the Hudson River. You don't need your guns anymore.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you replace some of the, some of the central figures that have shaped the history of the world and of this country, I think that, we the whole of world history would have been completely different. And if Donald Trump was in charge of different situations,
different in history, we'd be a disaster. We'd be a whole different place right now. So that's why I want to play these early clips from China. If Phil can play the first one, this is kind of like a capsule, almost like a time capsule. 1 year since the patient zero, November 17th. So this is what they were wearing when it was an unknown virus.
They're like, hey, I don't know what's coming. I'm going to take all precautions over here.
Exactly.
Freedoms.
Exactly, yo. I'm wearing my biohazard suit. I don't care. I don't give a fuck, yo. Like.
Yeah, they're like, we don't care about these fucking holidays. Like, we're shutting this shit down. Leopard, we don't run the act.tv channel. We just do our show on it. So as far as like bits and tips and stuff like that, donations, I guess we'll have to bring that up to somebody somewhere.
Yeah, we got to figure it out.
Yeah, thanks. But we don't.
Thanks.
Yeah, we don't,
thanks for checking in with that.
Yeah.
Oh. No,
it doesn't feel like SARS. Wow.
And this is way early. This is January.
那您还是对政府的政策比较放心的是吧？
There's no evidence of human-to-human infection.
Yeah, this sounds like propaganda to me.
They've been aware of the situation. It's fine. This was the early reporting of the coronavirus. Don't worry about it. So we can grill Trump. He's a monster, but certain disinformation and misinformation happened in China as well, which is like pretty interesting to see those early stories that you were on. So we can play, but then at the same time, not to knock it, totally, because
is that the Rona?
Yeah, because while we have here, exactly, I'm dying from the Rona right now. Whatever.
I don't want to get it from the stream though. I might have to.
Show. No, but what's happening here was crazy. We have our culture. People literally, we had that viral tweet about this nurse saying that people were dying in the deathbeds, denying it to their death, rather than talk to their family, denying it to their death.
Are you talking about the woman that the black nurse lady that was saying that they were just like leaving like the worst of patients? Like,
you're talking about the pit. That's in Paso. You're talking about the pit. No, I'm talking about in North Dakota. North Dakota was a nurse that said that people are really dying.
We're talking about two different places.
Yeah,
like,
the horrible. Yeah, people still don't believe it. But I'm gonna tell you people who did believe it. You play this clip. If Phil can play this next clip to show you how people reacted in China, which is kind of over the top. You might see like it's over the top, but this is what they did.
那黑压压的。
Şu anda hani panik yapılacak bir
None of them had to be told to wear masks.
Çünkü tezgahlar hakikaten boş. Çok az şey kalmış durumda.
January 23rd.
İnsanlar bir panikle ışığı almaya çalışıyorlar. Bomboş yani. Ne olacak gibi değil. Daha yani 2 gün önce geldiğim canlı pazarın bu şekilde.
So this was in January 23rd. We saw this footage, almost like an echo of what's going to happen here. Yeah, we continue to ignore it.
Tam olarak yıkayamayacağım için. O yüzden mantar falan almayacağım ama sebze meyve alacağım.
They're beasting. They got stuff on the floor. Damn.
Fahiş olmuş durumda şu anda. Bakın elma, armut hiçbir şey kalmamış burada. Sadece buradaki biraz elmalar var. Bunlardan mecburen alacağız şimdi.
Wow.
İnsanlar işte valizleriyle bir şekilde evden çıkmaya çalışıyorlar.
They buying them by the fucking pounds.
They were in lockdown for 3 months.
Yapıp hani evdeki stoklarını sağlamaya çalışıyor insanlar.
You put on 2 masks. We can't get motherfuckers to wear 1. Like, damn, son.
Everyone's got a double mask. Please, sir, don't waste so many masks, sir. Please.
Like, I don't know. He'd probably be the type to put on 2 condoms.
And this is 26 people, 800. And this is what they act. This is how they're responding to it. Like, like, yo.
Only one person that didn't wear the mask properly.
Yeah, so.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah, so
that's the shit that fucks me up. Like, we've been going through this. We have almost 250,000 dead Americans.
Yeah.
And motherfuckers are still complaining about wearing masks.
Yeah.
They had only 26 deaths at the time.
Yeah.
All those motherfuckers are wearing masks.
Double mask. Double dragon mask. So.
That dude is about to put on a motorcycle helmet if he can find one.
Yeah, exactly, for real. And I want to play this other clip that even doubles down on what was happening. The quarantining that was happening on their own. This really isn't even like the government telling them. This is like a bizarre world situation compared to what happened here.
Hebei province, which surrounds Beijing. Everyone coming in is screened. But then there are the unofficial checkpoints. Village after village here is sealing itself off against the coronavirus. The handwritten signs say, "No outsiders allowed in." Other places
we're racist against the virus.
Measures, literally walling themselves in.
Yo. The complete opposite reaction.
Shit, they built Trump's wall.
This is the screening checkpoint a street along.
I think some of those signs, when translated to English, say you don't have to go home, but you got to get the fuck up out of here.
Whatever else is happening in the outside
breathe
world.
to the left, Right? Not here.
Miles away from
You know?
Wuhan here, but this village is taking matters into their own hands. They are distrustful and they fear coronavirus. All across
Building the
China,
wall.
communities are sealing themselves off.
This shows you how lazy MAGA people
They're
is. Get out
scared
of here, bro.
because the death toll is now more than 100, with more than 4,500 confirmed cases of novel coronavirus. The vast majority are in Hubei province, where the military have been drafted in. And a public
Yeah, they're not
information
here for
campaign has started,
protesters.
with adverts playing across 50 Chinese cities.
Oh my god. We had that here too. Yeah, people still go as a
In
joke.
Wuhan, in the night, the cry went up. Wuhan, add oil. It means keep going, hang tough. A cry of solidarity shouted out the window in a city sealed off not to stop the virus getting in, but to stop it getting out.
Our president, I forget it, man. Like,
Elsewhere,
everyone knows
they're
at this
retreating.
point.
In another fortified village in Hebei, residents were installing this porta cabin as a guardhouse.
这个疫情发展，这现在没有这个出台这个政策，或者是谁觉得疫情往以后发展到怎么程度啊？
Yep, no time frame.
The central government has called for national unity in this crisis. Instead, people are bunkering down, breaking their bonds with the outside world and with each other.
The complete opposite. Even though
they didn't even need to be told.
No, but it's like the extreme side of it in some ways. But it's like this shows you how they reacted to it. They reacted to it totally how you should rationally act to. Like, it's a quarantine, it's a pandemic, so I gotta seal off, I gotta stay at home, I gotta lock down. It's a total opposite of like my freedom will not wear my mask, go to Target, get my hair cut. You know, it's like the laziest stuff. These are real people who actually they built wall. They actually built their own wall, MAGA people. You guys just sitting around, walking around with your guns, you know, like weirdos, you know, doing nothing, gonna go back in your own social media platform because you're that scared to talk about your stuff. You know, like these are the people, these are these Trump supporters who go out in the streets, you know. You're like these are the people, like, what are you doing here? You know, and it's not only that, like an average person just like, you know, looking at information in bits and pieces, I guess they see that and it's like, you know, I guess it's true. Like they kind of see it as true about the whole, you know, like, oh, what does the government know about coronavirus? So the numbers are being juiced up, those kind of things, all those kind of conspiracy things that people use, you know.
Well, think about this, right? What was the Million Man March for?
Which one?
The Million Man March, the original.
The black one? Oh yeah. It was.
Well, what was it? What was that? What were they marching for?
Well, people being murdered all the time, and like,
okay,
want to stop that happening.
The Million Woman March. What was that? What was that march in support of?
Well, women getting abused, being sexually assaulted all the time, and tired. I guess, you know, like abuse and rape, and
so
celebrities using their power.
So what was the million divided by 1,000 MAGA march?
It was
what were they?
It was to get punched in the back of the head after harassing a bunch of people for like 20 minutes, 15
I mean,
minutes.
they were marching because they were mad that their guy didn't win. Do you remember all the protests when Donald Trump won the election 4 years ago?
Yeah.
And then all of the MAGA people were talking about, you know, sore loser this and that.
Yeah,
you tried to create a so-called civil rights march because you mad. You mad, bro? You mad? I mean, you only media mad because you know it was million divided by 1,000.
What did it smell like? Axe spray and like, you know, Monster drink? What did it smell like?
It smelled like unconsciousness when you. Fuck that guy. He had nice hair or whatever, but
who?
It looked like the dude that got punched in the face. He had like nice silver hair, but it was
him.
great. It looked great as he was headed toward the ground face first.
Yeah, this is crazy to me. Like, you know, they walk around with, I know it's weird. But they're claiming it was a big win. Trump drove through the crowd in his car. He probably wished he could drive
just
over
that
them.
Everybody could look at him. I mean, isn't that like the most like, oh my, like we're talking about like the Hollywood starlets of like the 40s, 50s, and 60s. Like, I'm just gonna go outside so that I could be seen. Like that was just it's like there's something that's so shallow and vapid about hey, you know, if you guys really support me, if you're really, really good, I'll drive past you and wave.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's gonna drive by and
millions
wave.
and millions and millions of them out there, millions. So
did you see the
I'm gonna close up the virus real quick. So that's the virus segment. So follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. We got over 45,000 subscribers on YouTube. That's crazy.
Get it right.
So that's the virus segment.